everyone. You're live with Alyssa. Welcome to a Saturday stitch along. So typically I'm here every Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, but today we are coming in early so I can finish up this sunflower embroidery, and I also want to finish up my punch needle. So I got that hanging out here, our giant like tulip punch needle. So I want to get through both of those projects today. So I think I'm gonna just be chilling here for a couple hours this morning. So thanks again for joining me. If you're new, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery patterns for beginners. And yeah, I'm typically here every Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And today it's Saturday. We're going to do a little marathon stitching today. So, all right, let's get going. Hello, everyone. I'm going to scoot you all in. We are on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube again here. All right. Just getting you guys all situated. So where we left off was working on the sunflower embroidery. Hold on here. Okay, cool. All right, my live on TikTok has a different format than usual, so that's always changing. Okay, so sunflower embroidery. We left off, we still have all of these petals to do, and then these little brown single chain stitches. And you know what? I think I might just do those first. I got a thread here going, and let's see how it goes. All right, so I'm gonna run through the conditioner here. I think we're fine here. There we go. Okay. I think our Wi-Fi was messing up. Hey, Kimberly, hey, Cheryl, Kathy, Pamela, Letitia, thanks, and Susan. Oh, hey, from Berlin, Germany, must be early there, or super late. Oh, it's the day. Oh, never mind. It's like middle of the day there. Wait, is it? What time is it there for you? Late afternoon, Susan? It's 11:20-ish here, a.m. And I'm hoping to get this puppy done today. So let's get through just these brown single chain stitches. I suspect I might need a little bit more thread, but we'll see. It was stormy all morning here. It was like pitch black outside, thundering and just raining for a bit, but didn't last very long. And now it's just like super warm. Oh, it's 6 p.m. there in Berlin. That's a good time to chill. But yeah, so now it actually kind of feels, I opened the door just for a hair before coming on here, and it feels like a summer rain, like it's like finally kind of warmish, it feels like, but you know, gloomy and rainy still. But it was a neat feeling to have like a warm rainy moisture outside, humidity for once. So I'm liking that. So I might have to go for a walk later, even if it's in the rain. Still coat weather, though, I think. Ooh, maybe I could just wear my raincoat, and I won't have to have, like, tons of other stuff on. That'd be new. Oh, 5 p.m. in Scotland. Yeah, I kind of like doing these Saturday deals, because then different people can, come on and be on at different times and stuff, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I'm itching to get through this embroidery, so we don't have to work on it on Monday to finish it up. I'd like to get done today, but I really want to finish it so I can do the punch needle project here yet today. So on the Tulip punch needle, I just have to kind of clean up the front, clean up where all the little loops are, and then cut the edge off. Hold on a sec. I'm going to end this. My live is being weird, so hold on. I'm going to start it again. There. So I think we're fine everywhere else, but TikTok's acting up today. So we may or may not be live on TikTok today. We'll see. It's yelling at me. Got the chill music on today. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. It's like a lo-fi station that I had listened to before, but I didn't realize that it was copyright free. So that was our whole conversation from last week. It's nice to be crafting right away in the morning. I feel like I got the whole weekend ahead of me still, and starting it off with some nice relaxing thing to do. Oh, Pamela said cannot hear any music. Okay, I will turn it up a hair. Hold on there. There, it's a little louder. I don't want it to be too overpowering. It's just like a lo-fi background. Oh, you haven't seen the new nail color? Yes, so nail color number 2 is this pretty little lavender. So this is week 1 of it. So I did it Saturday last week after the live from last week. So by 5 p.m. today, or actually probably more like by 9 p.m., it will officially be a full week of this nail polish, and dang, like that, it just stays on. I'm so happy with the dip powder so far. And Kimberly's asking if it went on more quickly. I'm not sure. I think yes. I think I got it on more quickly, but the whole process took ages because I had to take it off. So that was my first time taking it off, which took forever. So I need to improve on that. That was a whole process. And then, then I still had to shape them and do all that work and whatever, and clean them up, and then do the whole process again. So the whole thing took like hours and hours still. So, but if I only have to do it once every 3 weeks, then it's still worth it, I think. And I don't have to worry about it when I accidentally... Oh, what the heck? Oh, I do have a little knot back here. I don't have to worry about it, like it chipping or anything during the week. There we are. Oh, I was finishing a stitch here too with that stupid little knot. There, I think we're good. I'm going to snip that end and try and thread it again. So I Googled that, or I YouTubed that, Kimberly, before taking the nail polish off. So Kimberly's asking, can you just do fills, like fill in like where it's grown out, back to your bare, instead of bringing it all the way back to the bare nail? And you can, but the process is like the freaking same as if you just redid the whole thing anyway. So, and by that week 3, it was starting to degrade a little bit. Like, it was chipping in a few places, so I think that was sort of my limit for it. But yeah, the like filling it just seemed like totally the same process as completely redoing it, so I'm like, might as well just redo it. Oh, Pamela, that's awesome. Pamela says, I'm embroidering a floral wreath for a cushion cover. That's great. All right, I'm going to try restarting this live again. I'm not sure lives are working this morning. Let's see. Well, and if it's just not working, then whatever. Let's share. Oh well. Ooh, I might have just enough thread to finish these. Ugh. Or I'll have to like get thread for like one more stitch, which would be annoying. Oh, oh, you're stacking wood for the winter, Amy. Oh my gosh. Well, I'll be here for several more hours, so thanks for popping in, and I might still be around later. Okay, 4 more stitches. I don't know if I have enough thread for that, honestly. We'll see. It might just be really annoying to do these stitches. Alright, I'm going to go to the closest spot, which is right here. Hey, Teresa. Yep, we're live on a Saturday today. Alright, 2 more. I think we can do it. Okay, plenty of thread. Awesome. That worked out fabulously. So here is the last one. Woohoo! Okay, we got all those little seeds done. Let's weave in this end, and now we can just focus on those yellow petals for the rest of the time here. Cruise through this stuff. Okay, there we are. So, just stem stitches for the rest of the time here. Hoping to cruise through those. So here's I got a piece of yellow all ready to go again. Oh no, Kimberly's saying I used the window method to trace my summer flowers, but I think I used too dark a pen because the thread is not covering the tracing. You could use maybe more threads. I know it'll give you a thicker line and everything, but instead of like 3 strands, you could, or 2 strands, you could do like maybe 4 strands or something maybe. You could, I should put these in the shop, but there's those friction pens. I don't usually use these a lot, just because, I don't know, they don't always work great for me. Actually, I used it right here. They go on really, really well, so they go on like a normal pen. And then they just heat away, like you can just run your iron over it, or just like a blow dryer, and it'll disappear. But I used these a while back where I just kind of sketched, like I drew a design right onto my fabric, like I was just like sketching, and I had a lot of extra lines that I didn't want. And I stitched all the lines that I did want, and then I was going to make it disappear. But I could still see, almost as if you've filled in, like almost if you filled in the woven area of the fabric with like a white or like a clear goo, it almost looked like that afterwards. So I don't use them all the time, but in a pinch and just like for tracing small designs and stuff like that, it really kind of works awesome because it glides on really easily like a pen, and it can just with some heat go off again. So if you haven't seen them before, they're by Pilot, and it's just a friction with an X there. I do like having them around. I don't use them often, but I do use them. All right, it looks like we're kind of starting here, and we're gonna get that bit of the flower. Hey, Deborah. Yeah, we're just about done. Well, no, we're not just about done. We're done with everything but these petals, but we finished up all the other little spots. Okay, I'm gonna turn this a little bit down. I feel like I'm yelling a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'll just move it closer. Yeah, TikTok is just not working today, I don't think, you guys. All right. Right here. Oh gosh, this thread is so long. I cut this way long. I'm gonna shorten it up by just pulling the thread a little bit. Getting greedy on here, I think. But maybe we'll be able to speed up a bit, just because we'll be doing the same stitch for a while. And once we get away from all of this text, the sunflower text, I think it'll go faster too. Go behind the little stitch there. This is the way I've kind of been doing this sewing method. What a nice chill morning. I like it. Maybe it'll start raining again, but I think it's past. Okay. Come up on the other side. Kind of just nice to let the chill music play and stitch. Hopefully you guys can hear it. If not, let me know. I tried to bring it. It was kind of loud for me, but I brought it a little closer. So maybe it's a little bit better now. All right, another one done. Oh, Kimberly's saying is looking for solutions on another project. My mother has given me a quilt she started to finish. Unfortunately, she trimmed all the blocks to the finished size before she should have. So each block is a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch short. And there isn't enough to give. Here, I don't know if I can see that whole comment. Oh, and there isn't enough give on any block to simply join them. Ooh. Should I add strips to each block? Oh, and you don't have any fabric to match. So you can't, there's not enough give on any block to simply join them. So what do you mean by that? Like, because couldn't you just join them all? And I mean, it would be clipping. Your design would be clipped a little bit. Like any corners would be clipped, but that's going to happen anyway, I'm thinking. Let's see. Let's see if anyone has a good solution for that. You could sew strips. You could sew like with an 1/8 inch seam allowance. If there's enough seam allowance for that. Oh yeah, you definitely, I think you're gonna lose points. I mean, you could applicate. I mean, like, I think the only way that you wouldn't, get rid of the points, like if she's already cut it to the finished size, that would mean theoretically, let me know if I'm right, that she's already cut it to right up to the points. So no matter any seam allowance that you give it, you're going to lose points. So the only way that I can think of to not lose the points is if you appliqued them onto another piece of fabric. But then you'd still have like that raw edge. But you could applique them to another piece of fabric. I mean, this is a whole lot of work. And then you could sew sashing onto that fabric, kind of like a binding, and you could like hand stitch it so it's really close to the blocks. Ugh. Is there any seam allowance between the points and the edge? Because you could applique them to a larger piece and then just really barely get your blocks sewn, and then have the bigger seam allowance on the actual that extra, the backing fabric. Oh, Cheryl's knitting a hat. That's sweet. Okay, TikTok Live is officially not working today, so maybe I'll let it sit and uh, try it again in an hour or so. Yeah. Okay. I think this will go faster now that I can just focus on these stem stitches versus having to do those single chain stitches too. Oops. Cheryl says that you could use a paper piecing style to put them together. You'd still have the problem of the seam allowances, like clipping away on the points. Hey, Jenna. Oh, Kimberly says it's getting a little more complicated. The blocks are different sizes too. Like there are long, narrow blocks that join to a square block, plus there is sashing, but different color. So I'm thinking one, change the sashing to a neutral background color, like that. That would make sense. And add 1.5 to 3/4 inch to each side. I mean, so that makes. Oh, to get them big enough to fit on the larger pieces, the different size pieces. Yeah, that makes sense. The points are still a problem. So I don't quite know how to deal with that part of it. Oh, Carla, that's exciting. Carla says, my son is moving into his brand new home in St. Michael's, Minnesota. Hope to have my first trip to Minnesota this summer. Nice. Hopefully it's beautiful. We always talk about, the cold and stuff in Minnesota, but it can get melty hot. Like it can get, in the 90s and full humidity and stuff here in Minnesota too. It's crazy. You never quite know what you're gonna get. Oh, Kimberly says she's over clipped too. I can probably use an 1/8 inch seam allowance and thus hide some of the error. Okay. Yeah. You could do, if you're using a bigger sashing between each one, you could use the 1/8 inch seam allowance to get it on the sashing, but you could have this sashing piece be a bit bigger, kind of like how you'd make a flat seam, where one seam allowance is cut to be a little bit smaller than the other, but you could just start with the 1/8 inch seam allowance on your block and like a 1/4 inch on your sashing, and then when you fold it over, you could always like give it a little top stitch after doing the 1/8 of an inch to like reinforce it if you're worried about the 1/8 of an inch. I mean, you'd see that top stitch, but that could maybe work. Oh, you live in Maryland, so that is a ways from Minnesota, for sure. That'll be a fun trip. Alright, I kind of I did an upper, I should have maybe done my thread underneath here instead of on top, because now I'm going to have one of those little straight lines that I don't really want, but oh well. That's fine. I mean, it'd be an extra bare to top stitch, but it would protect it a little bit more if you just did that 1/8 of an inch. And then also if you like missed any of it, you could kind of hand tuck it under when you do the top stitch. I mean, big pain for sure, but you know, then you still can salvage all that work on making all the blocks and everything. Or you could make the idea of all those clipped corners. That could be a feature. You know, if the whole thing has just clipped corners, then maybe that's the whole like design idea. Like it's all a clipped corner piece. All right, I don't have that much more floss, so I think we'll go down here and get like a few of these stitches in, and maybe, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna make it. I can at least get these two bottom, like the ones with the, that's near the word. I'll get those little spots. Then I might start fresh. Yeah, I'm gonna start fresh. All right. Almost past all the text. Let's weave in. Oh, I can tell my stitches are getting farther apart. Look, these all look like a running stitch on the back versus, you know, like a back stitch. So I wasn't going quite in the same hole. Oh, Kimberly says, right now the whole thing's a pain. It'll be a good surgery. A successful surgery that just takes a little longer than expected, I suppose. All right. There we are. Time to get more floss. So I am also playing thread chicken with my yellow here. So when I stitched it the first time, I was able to stitch all of the petals with just one skein, but I only had like this much left of the entire skein. So in the kit there is an extra skein. So I do have more yellow ready to go here, but just to see, I'm wondering if I can get it in one go again. Actually, how much do we have left here? Oh gosh, yeah. I'm thinking it's gonna be a no. That's it for my floss. I have one more piece about like this, so we have like maybe 4 more things of thread. Oh, maybe we might get there. It'll be close. Oh, Jenna's asking, what are we clipping corners on? So Kimberly over on Facebook has her, did you say your mother? I can't remember. Has a quilt blocks that she wants to make into a quilt, but she has cut them to the finished size instead of the unfinished size. So like, I don't know what the size of the blocks are all different sizes, but let's say it's supposed to end up as an 8-inch block. Before it's sewn in the quilt, it should be an 8.5-inch block, because when you sew it into the quilt, you lose a 1/4 inch around every side for the seam allowance. And then once it's in the quilt, it's 8 inches. So that's what in quilt land is called a finished block, which is so confusing. It drives me batty. And then you're just expected to know that, right? Like, ugh. So an unfinished block is actually a completed block. It's actually like a block that's completed or, you know, finished, but it's called unfinished when it's completed, which is insane, right? It's not called a finished block until it's sewn into the quilt and it's completely surrounded by other fabric, right? So a finished block size means it's already in the quilt and it's that size. So that would be the 8 inches. An unfinished block size, in that case, would be 8.5 inches, but it's technically a block that is complete, right? So that's really, really confusing. I mean, did that even make sense, like what I just said there? Because it's a freaking vocabulary problem, is what it is. Easily remedied if the whole community would just decide to bypass history and start calling it, something else that makes sense. All right, we're gonna start up here. Oh, I gotta weave in the end. I did that. That's the second time I've done that. Can't just start. So that's the problem. So her mother or grandmother, I forget, cut her completed blocks to the finished size, because she finished her blocks, right? The blocks are finished, but that's not actually technically a finished block. A finished block size is when it's actually completely sewn into the quilt. So it's a mistake I have done before too, for sure, and it's just so freaking dumb. Like, what a dumb, like, not dumb to do it, but like dumb that is the standard of vocabulary and terms for quilting. This unfinished versus finished block. It's so stupid. Completely not clear, especially for a beginner. And even for a non-beginner, I always have to like kind of read the directions a little bit more just to double check, because I'm paranoid on that. Oh, and Kimberly says the directions were really not clear. I'm pretty sure after making the block, she read the finished size is whatever. Yep, and thought she should trim the blocks. Exactly, because that's logic, right? But that's not actually what finished size means, which is so stupid. Yeah, she's done the logical thing by cutting it to the finished size, cutting the blocks to the finished size, but that's not actually what finished size in quilting means. So, freaking stupid. She's totally logical and smart in what she did. The stupid part is the industry vocabulary, 100%. I hate it. It's dumb. Not logical, not great for a beginner. It's like that sort of... It keeps the people in the know, like, they get to keep their ego of knowing, is what it feels like. You know what I mean? Like, the quilt police get to be like, ha, you should have known that, ha, 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 ha. Drives me crazy. Jenna says, yes, I've done that before. Yep, it's just so stupid. Like, you're gatekeeping beginners from, you're like putting barriers in the way. Like, I don't know. It's just seems like the stupidest thing ever. I should do a YouTube on that. Just how stupid it is. And anyway, there's got to be some history in that too, or some reasoning behind it, but I find it super dumb. I'm kind of wondering if in other languages like quilt patterns, if they have something that is more logical than an English translation or an English vocab. This little overlappy leaf, I think I'm going to have to jump all the way down here to get that, and then I'll jump up and do this round one. Yeah, then we got this one behind, so I think I'll start this next leaf, get up to here, then go zoop zoop, and then jump back. But that, I mean, I might not have flossed anymore by then. which might solve my problem for me. All right, I'm going to log on to TikTok one more time and see if it works. Maybe they figured it out in the past 20 minutes. Unlikely, but who knows? Yeah, still looks weird. We'll see. It'll yell at me in a few minutes of like, we can't make this work for you. Do you want to try again? Yeah, lost connection, switching between data and Wi-Fi. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Oh well. Alright, I'm going to jump down here. I have my data turned off. Oh, Kimberly says, I think this was a block of the month through a quilt shop that no longer exists. Ugh. And while it's a pretty quilt, they didn't emphasize the need to press. Oh, yeah. So there are issues with them within the blocks, too. It's sad. Oh, bummer. Yeah, that's, I think, the problem with a lot of established quilt shops, too, like our old school quilt shops, is they don't think about the beginner. They don't know to talk about that. That's my jean quilt is all over the place because I wasn't ironing that really either when I was making the blocks, so those are pretty bloopy blocks. But with the quilting, I mean, if you could do a tied quilt, or you could just like outline the blocks. Once you wash it and everything, it might get all like poofed up and stuff anyway, so you know, the wonkiness itself of the blocks, I don't think it's going to be the worst thing ever, like the not ironing of the blocks. You know, it's still going to be a bunch of fabric held together, making it a blanket and a quilt and all that, right? So it's still going to have value and be wonderful and keep someone warm. And I love pieces like that where they're a little messed up because it just represents learning and progress, and that's something to be proud of. So I kind of like those pieces where you can see the trial and error and the work and the mistakes, and they're happy reminders, I think, of trying something new, and I love that. Oh, Kimberly says, I was going to try and finish this for Mother's Day for her, but I think I'm now looking at Mother's Day's 2023. Yeah. Maybe Christmas. Who knows? Maybe you'll get on a roll. Oh, I'd love to see. Yeah, Kimberly says, I'll post a pic on the site. You'll see more of why it's a nightmare. Hi. Yeah, I just think of you know, long arm quilters. You know, quilters who have those super giant machines that take up a whole room, like that with those big frames. If someone doesn't know what a long arm quilter is, it's a huge frame that you can put a whole quilt on, and then you can sew designs on your quilt to do that final quilting. I'm just thinking, like, a lot of people who have those big machines, since they're $1 zillion, they start businesses to quilt other people's quilts. I just can imagine all the bloopy quilts that they must get, and they must have to deal with that sort of thing all the time. Actually, that might be a resource. Like, if you Google, like, long arm quilting tips for... bloopy is not a standard term, but, like, for, I don't know, something to do with, like, maybe an unpressed quilt or something like that. I'm sure long arm quilters have written blog posts on their tips and tricks on how they've done that. Or actually just Google, you know, like, help, I accidentally cut my quilt blocks to the finished size instead of the unfinished size. What do I do? I'm sure someone must have written something about that, because it's such a stupid problem in the industry in my mind, because like, how do you know, right? How do you know that finished means not finished? or whatever. It's just so confusing. So I'm sure someone's got some idea on how to fix it. I think I would that'd be what I would do after asking here. I'd probably ask here first, because you never know. There's whole piles of experts here in different things, and yeah, then I'd probably deep dive into blog land, probably YouTube. All right, I think I can probably get up to the top corner with the floss I've left here. Maybe. We will see. Happy Saturday, Patty. Dang, it's 81 by you in Ohio. Wow. I think it is going to end up being a nice day here. It was, we had a thunderstorm a little bit this morning, but, oh gosh, and I'm just looking outside. It looks really windy, actually. Our neighbors, I can just see the top of our neighbor's tree, and it's kind of blowing all over the place. So still kind of gloomy, but I might venture out later for a walk, just because I think it is a hair warmer than what it's been, even if it's windy and gloomy. That's kind of the deal. Like, if we get a nice day, it's windy and gross, temperature-wise. A nice day. Yeah. TikTok is just a plain no-go today. Boo. So I'm here. I might try and get this little bit here. Not quite sure if I'll have enough thread, but maybe just to get up one side. We'll see. Well, that's interesting. Pamela, that would be kind of a cute project in general. Pamela's saying, I'm wondering if you could embroider the points back when the blocks are joined up. So, oh, you think I froze on Facebook? Ugh, I don't know how to, that's going to be a Facebook issue. Yeah. Oh, there. Oh, weird. Yeah, I see on Facebook that we're frozen. So if you guys are on Facebook and can hear me, we're fine on YouTube yet, I think. I'm hooked directly to our Ethernet for these lives, so I don't think it's our internet. Well, so I think it's got to be like Facebook, I'm thinking then. Weird, yeah, I don't know. Seems like we're fine on YouTube yet, though. Alright, I was able to get this whole guy here. Excellent. Alright, let's weave that in. Oh, Pamela says fine here. Okay, on Facebook. Let me, oops, I'm scrolling the wrong thing. Oh yeah, okay, it looks so right. Hey, you never know with this stuff, right? But Pamela was saying, I wonder if, yeah, you could embroider the little points on. So like you could cut off the points with your 1/2 inch or your 1/4 inch seam allowance when you sew the sashing on, and then you could like extend the little points into the sashing with embroidery floss. I think that would be a cute to like, I don't know, as a design idea. Like that'd be a fun quilt that does that on purpose, I think. What a fun idea. Kind of love that. All right, another piece of thread. I think I got a second one ready to go. Yep. All right, let's run it through the floss again. Then I think I only have one more piece of yellow thread. Like the end of the skein is about this much. So we'll see if I can stretch that to the rest of this, but I don't know. All right, needle. Okay, I think we'll start up here. Two and three. Kind of like just doing these stem stitches. This is the best direction when I can just do the sewing method. Nice and quick. Feeling like I'm in the groove of this stem stitch now. Which is kind of fun. I think I might, why don't we get you guys zoomed in here a little bit more? There, how's that? See the stitches maybe a little bit easier. All right. Boop. I think I'm just gonna jump right up here instead of weaving in the backs. Yeah, this side, since I'm further away from the edge, it's do the stabbing method this direction. Might watch a movie for the rest of the day and putz around with cross stitch. I think that might be my new plan for the day. We were gonna do a whole pile of cleaning today, but John has to work on stuff, so I think we might just do that all day tomorrow. So maybe I'll prep some food today, make a whole pile more rice and stuff for the next week, and then chill on the couch and try to make these cross stitches that we've been talking about. That'd be kind of fun. Pretty excited about it, actually. Then tomorrow can be the crappy day where I do, where I clean and then do bills later and other food prep. Boo. It'll feel good to have all that stuff done, though. I wonder if I can do it this way. See, like, I'd have to just twist my hand around that way. I mean, I could do, if I do the stabbing method, I can go right to left. But I like doing the sewing method. So I think I'm going to continue. We'll continue just rotating it. Because I do like the sewing method, the in and out. Oh wait, but I'm not really doing that well here either. I don't know. Oh, shoot. That's the wrong stitch. A little further here. I haven't done the stem stitch in this direction, so I'm confusing myself, but let's stretch our brains a little bit more today. Kimberly says, that's an interesting idea with the points. I'm going to post a pic and then you'll see why it's one of those projects that you wish you never had taken on. Ugh. And Pamela says, yep. Or yes, do so, Kimberly. I have taken work on like that too. It's awful. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if you're a long arm quilter and that's like you take on clients and stuff, that I think would be a big fear of mine. Like just getting a quilt and then like having a client be mad that it's not perfect or something, you know, when it's because of the quality of what they brought in. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I think I'll keep rotating. It feels weird doing a stem stitch in this direction. I suppose that makes it a good reason to practice, but oh well. I'm in the get it done mode, not the completely practice mode. All right, grab that loop. Sewing method. This is my fast stem stitch. Maybe I'll try doing the sewing method in the other direction too. We'll see. It's just those these stitches have been getting in my way. Kimberly posted that pic on Facebook. I'll have to check it out when I'm done here. Okay. Do we have enough to get to the top of this one? I'm not sure, but we'll get as far as we can. Oh, yeah, the reason that the sewing method's hard in this direction is because I'm like this far away with my hand. So we'll do the stabbing method still here. Yep, I'm not sure I'm going to make it to the top here. So we've been here for about an hour already. I think we got really far on these petals already. And they're going pretty quick now, so maybe it'll only take like another hour to get the rest of these done. Which would be perfect. And then I still do want to jump to our punch needle as well. Ooh, I think we're just going to have enough floss here. And I'm going to try and get one more out of here. Yay! It's hard to weave in right by the hoop edge, so just kind of looping it around a few times. Weaving on the way back. Oops. Let's go that one more time. Actually, I might just leave it. I accidentally pulled it out on the second try instead of the third, but we're going to be putting, we're going to be weaving in right over the top of that so that I'm hoping we'll lock this in. All right, this is our last piece of yellow, 6 skeins of yellow. I mean, it's a bit longer than my 24 inches, but not by a lot. I'd say it's about, if I fold it in half, yeah, that's about 18, so maybe more like 36 inches. Getting greedy at the end. But I do have 2 pieces. I mean, I have the 1 piece, but it's 6 strands, so when I divide it, I'll have 2. But that is it for what's on this skein. So we'll have to open up that second skein of yellow if this doesn't get us all the way there. Thanks, Kimberly. Kimberly says it's funny how a nightmare project can make you want to avoid that particular craft completely, and that's why the whole idea of like making things difficult when they don't have to be, like the naming of a finished size versus an unfinished size, like just the confusion behind that. Like why decide to make a craft difficult? Like, don't you want other people to love and enjoy the craft that you love and enjoy? Like, I just don't understand the reasoning of like almost like on purpose making it difficult. I'm sure it's not on purpose. I'm sure it's just like a known thing that all the quilt ladies back in, 1805 or whatever were doing, and it just stuck around as something that everyone is expected to know, which is just so stupid. It's like the whole, like, how do you change something that's been just the way it is for so long, right? I suppose that's a general issue too. Okay, so I'm going to weave into the same place here. Hopefully hold in those other stitches. Okay, let's do it. So this kind of goes down and up and down, but I think we're going to just, it's kind of more straight, so I think I'm going to just stick to having my thread above. Come on, guy. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this guy when I'm done. This seems like it'd be cute as like a tote bag. Oh, I did kind of want to go through like my craft supplies in the basement a little bit today. So doing a little bit of cleanup later. I think that'd feel good. Getting some of that done. Oops, yep. I thought that felt weird. I accidentally stabbed through my fabric there. Glad I caught that before pulling it through. I think I say all right every time I finish an area. I'm just imagining, like, all the moms from the 50s or whatever working on their little tea towels with this stem stitch. I think this is probably, I'm thinking, the most used stitch for those vintage towels. I'm not even sure they were using a hoop, and I think that's why the stem stitch was used a lot, because it's easy enough to do because of that sewing method, sewing going in and out. It's one of those stitches that is relatively easy to do without a hoop. So you could just stick it in your pocket, your apron pocket or whatever, and pull it out, do a few more stitches. While you're waiting for water to boil or whatever. I'm sure they're doing more than in the kitchen while waiting for the water to boil, prepping other things. Oh, hey, Sharon. Sharon says she popped in and she's plastering. That sounds exciting. Ooh, Pamela is talking about that quilt that Kimberly's working on, and because Kimberly posted a picture, she says the quilt looks like a great project. I suggest hold on. Suggest just putting the blocks together, then decide what is glaringly wrong. A few embroidery stitches will cover up beautifully and could be fun. Making some lazy daisies or groups of French knots at the cut-off points. I think that would be cute. Keep assessing as where the next worst area is. Good luck, Kimberly. Yeah, I mean, it would definitely give it a look. So it's just like deciding, do you want to really attempt to make it exactly what it was supposed to, or yeah, turn it into something else that has like some cute character and stuff like that. I mean, I love that idea. Oh, Jack and Spread said sounds like water dripping in the background. Oh, maybe I don't have this loud enough. I do have just like a little bit of background sound. Maybe that's a little bit better. Let me know if you guys can hear the music at all, or if you can't hear me anymore, or anything like that. Oh, I got this all weird. There. Just some chill lo-fi in the background. I'm not feeling all that confident right now based on how much thread I have left that I'm going to make it to the end on this one skein. Because I only have one more piece the size of the one I'm using now. So we'll see. I'm going to have to probably start a whole new one. Which is fine. That's what it's there for. These take a long time, these little petals, but I think they just look so sweet. I think I even have a, gosh, I don't think I ever made that, but I have a quilt pattern. Maybe when I clean my basement and maybe when I go through all my craft stuff today, maybe I'll find it there, but I have a quilt project that on purpose, it's like stars, but it on purpose has all the corners clipped. And it's called like, I don't know, pointless stars or something like that, something goofy. But that's on purpose with a whole pile of clipped corners. Clipped points, I mean. I'm liking this stem stitch more and more, though. This used to be the scariest stitch to me. Oh, hey, Judy. Judy says, hi, I haven't seen you on live in a long time. I'm hand sewing a binding. Oh, I thought I'd sit for a bit. Nice. Hand sewing a binding on a Saturday afternoon sounds lovely. I'm hoping to have to do that soon. I have all those kind of quilts that just need that quilting to happen. they're all assembled, they're all pinned for quilting. They just need to actually be quilted. But I love the putting on the binding part. So this year, hopefully, I can put a whole pile of those, get a whole bunch of those quilts out of the way. I think I might have enough to get that little extra bit here. That'd be great. Let's see. Dang, we're getting there though, you guys. I think this is going a bit quicker than I was expecting. So, again, after I finish the rest of these petals, we're going to go back to the punch needle project, that really big punch needle, that 2 feet big tulip. And I'm going to be finessing all the little loops on the front, and then we'll be taking it off of the hoop and gluing the edges over to the back. I think that all sounds doable. I think I can do that. I haven't done it before, but seems logical enough. I'm going to start my last piece of thread here. I suppose I had a couple stitches left on here, but not really, because I'd have to jump all the way to the bottom, and that would have used up the thread. Oh, Kimberly says she switched projects. Now she's working on a construction project, working on drapes that have the screws stripped. That's why I like knowing how to do lots of different crafts, because sometimes you just need to switch it up. You need to change things and then, work on something else for a little while and then jump back to the original thing. And so when you have lots of different crafts that you can do, they all kind of serve their emotional purpose. How are you getting them down if they're all stripped? I never know what to do for that. All right, this is my last piece of thread. Last piece from that skein. Let's see if it can get us the whole way there. I'm not betting on that. I think we'll have 2 left or something. Well, that's fine. I'm going to weave into the backs of these stitches down here. One. 2, 3. Okay. Ooh, I got that pulled through a little funny. Hey, Adrian. Happy Saturday to you as well. I'm on my last piece of thread here before starting a new skein. Ooh, that sounds loud. Oh, Jenna said that I'm loving the background music. Is it too loud? I don't know. I feel like I'm sort of yelling over it, but it's far away from the microphone, so maybe it's hard to hear. It's kind of nice to have something on in the back, especially for a chill Saturday. Maybe we can find something for our normal evening lives too. Would be fun. Ah, man, I'm just making a mess for myself here somehow. These little ends are being angry at me. It's curled around my main thread somehow. literally just a tiny knot. There, sheesh. It's annoying. There. Separated it. I'm going to just chop off this end. You're being mean. Boop. Maybe I'll make some soup today, too. We're at that last bit of the fridge, so if I can empty it out by making stuff today, then we'll know what to get tomorrow, I think. Ooh, the sound is a little louder. I'm going to turn it down just a hair then. Just because I'm having a hard time hearing myself when I talk. Alright, let's get this teeny bit here. How many more do we have? 7, but these 4 are kind of baby ones. Oh, interesting. Kimberly's trying to get rid of stripped screws, and she says, okay, building tip here, switch to a longer screwdriver. You can get more leverage on the screw. Interesting. That's good to know. We might be doing some of that stuff this summer. We have like a half-story attic, and there's a little bump out right over the kitchen, but it's closed off. We might actually try and cut a hole in that wall so we can use that little mini bump out. Not that I'll have to strip screws for that, but like getting the construction shenanigans happening. Back. Oops. Let's go above. I must have originally always put this down because that's sometimes my first instinct to go like underneath. I think maybe that's how I show it in the how-to. It doesn't matter. It's just like however the arc goes. But I think in the how-to I had it on like straight lines a little bit. Sorry for the wiggle. Alright. Getting there. The end is near. I'm expecting a package from Amazon. It was actually supposed to come last night, so I'm hoping it comes today. But if that comes, maybe I'll do a little box opening of that. Some random little crafty supplies that will come in handy. We'll see. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What the heck? I like caught on the... Well, that's interesting. I got stuck on the thread that came before. How the heck did that happen? Oh, I just went through the loop. Okay, never mind. I know what happened. This loop was on the back and I had gone through the loop. It's longer than I thought on the back, I guess. Okay. One last big leaf, but I'm thinking I might have thread enough for this. Oh gosh, maybe not even the full leaf here. So we did not win thread chicken. I am going to have to start a whole new skein of yellow. So I will do that. So this is my last of this first skein. I do think I made my stitches a little bit smaller than the first sample, so it makes sense that I would need a bit more. Yeah, I think I'm not even, I'm gonna like just get to the top on here. We'll try and do a couple more stitches going down. Or maybe not. Yeah, might as well. I'm not gonna make it the whole way down, I don't think, but maybe. we're not gonna make it. We're gonna have like one more stitch to do on this petal. Oh God, can we force it out? Let's just do one more, and then, oh, look there, I can just finish it. Okay, I'm gonna have no thread to weave that in, but oh, maybe just enough. Awesome, good. So now I can start, I got to start a whole new piece of thread, but I just have those 4 little top ones to do. Then this puppy is done, this little birdie and flower is done. Alright, we're getting there. Okay, full another skein. Have to pop open. Oops. I'm going to get my normal amount though still. I think I'm going to heat up my iron quick, and then we'll get rid of this, I used that friction pen for that when I was doing that demo yesterday. I think I will kind of blast it away with some heat once the iron warms up. There. Thinking I shouldn't need more than that, so we'll have one little piece left over. Oops, dropped it. We'll run it through again. Shoop. Last of the little petals. This one has been a fun one to stitch, but I'm glad we did it today, because let's see, yeah, we would have had to do it for at least 2 more days if we had done it next week. So ooh, but I can let me come up first with the needle. But my iron's warm, so I'm just going to, this was with that friction pen, this feller here, and I'm gonna just, I have my iron warmed up here. I'm just going to kind of hover it over the area, and you can see it kind of, it's disappeared. And there we go. So that's what's neat about those friction pens. Let me look closely. Yeah, so if you look very, very closely, I don't know if you guys can see, but I can still see just a tish of where those lines were. So that's why I don't like using, yeah, I can see it just a hair right there. I'm going to just hit it again. I don't especially like using the friction pens just because, yeah, they come off, they're really easy to put on, and they can come off relatively easily, but there is a chance of you just seeing a little bit of the residue, because the ink is actually not going away, it's just becoming clear. It's just like clear, so like I can see it still here. I don't know if you can see that little bit of an arc. So I will use it to outline sometimes, but I don't like going on the outside like this. So like I said, the original time I was using it, I was kind of just doodling, like drawing on the fabric, and I'm like, ooh, this is great. I can draw on the fabric and it'll just disappear. But, I could see all of my other sketch lines after having stitched the lines I wanted to keep. And, at that time, that's when they were first coming out, and there was a question of like, is it gonna harm the fabric? And, and it can come back, like if it's in the cold, it will come back. But then you could just hit it with some heat again. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I try and use other methods when I can. But there's just something so easy about using those friction pens. They go on so easily and just come off like magic. But yeah, it's just those extra little marks. Oh, Amy says I call them ghost marks. Yep. Yeah, and you put it in the freezer and it comes right back. So yeah, so if, an area in the house is just a little cold, they might come back. So I tend to avoid using them, but, when I just don't want to deal with a water erasable marker, or like I just don't want to do that, and like when I did that demo really quick, I'm just like, let's just draw those lines real quick. But yep, it's still there. It disappeared, but it's still kind of there. So they are pretty magical, but I'm not entirely convinced yet. Amy's done stacking wood. Glad I got to see the finish. Nice. Nice. Yep, we are on the last 3 fellers here. Little shorties too, which is nice. I'm pretty excited to get onto the punch needle though today yet, and there's not really much there to do either, so I think that'll go pretty quick. But it's just like we're finishing all these projects today, and I might clean up a little bit today, which always makes me feel like refreshed and rebooted, and I might I gotta do some line art for some new embroidery of the months, and I might play around with doing that cross-stitch stuff today yet, too. So that's all. I can watch movies and do all those things, so that's gonna be the fun part. But I would like to go for a walk. I think John has a meeting till like 2-ish, so maybe we'll go for a walk, and then I'll hang out in front of the TV and craft, or do that computer work. That'd be a pretty chill Saturday for me, I suppose. Only one more after this one. Oh, Amy's asking, does the walking bother his knee? It does. Like, it'll be good for a few moments, but then, I don't know, the motion of walking makes that meniscus or whatever that's torn, like, flip over, and he doesn't know when it's going to happen. So it could happen in 2 minutes of the walk, or it could happen, like, in 20 minutes of the walk. So we just stay close to home and stuff, and then it's like, okay. Then it's a pretty rough walk on the way back. So he's excited. John has his surgery on Friday, so I'm thinking I'm not going to be here Friday. I think his parents are coming up for it and stuff too. So, so next week will just be Monday through Thursday. But I think he's pretty excited to have that theoretically taken care of. Because he wants to get running and stuff again. But at worst, at least biking, he wants to do that. But he'd like to be able to go jogging around the neighborhood again. Last petal. Yay. Someone's riding around on their scooter outside. I don't know if you can hear that. I think there are a few people who like build cars and scooters and that sort of thing in the neighborhood, so I think when it gets nice, sometimes they like just cruising around and around. Last few stitches. So this took about an hour and 45 minutes to finish this up. That's actually faster than I was expecting, so that's fabulous. Last stitch. Yay! Ugh, I just think this one is so pretty. Let's weave in the end. There we are. Looks pretty from the back too. This would be good on a tea towel, I think. I'll just leave it in the hoop for now. I think it looks pretty in there. Could always tie, you could always finish the back. I'm not going to finish the back today, but it would be cute just hanging in the hoop, and then you can tie like that little orange bow on. Be just like a cute little addition there. But okay, you guys, we are done with the little sunflower. I'm going to just shimmy you up a hair. There we are. Got my computer there. I would like to move on to the punch needle. So let's just clean this up a bit. This is my little garbage can, but I'll take care of that in a sec here. We'll just cover it up so it's doesn't come out everywhere. Oh, remember the other day when I said I thought I had 3 needles here? It's stuck to the bottom, so it was stuck to the bottom magnet. I thought I had lost a needle, but I'm like, maybe there was only 2, but there were 3. It was at the bottom of this the whole entire time, stuck to the magnet from underneath. That's funny. Okay, good. The needle didn't disappear into the ether. That's always good. All right, so there's our instructions again. I think he turned out pretty swell. Ugh, fun. All right, let's get going here. Oh, Amy says make yourself some freezer meals, lasagna or shepherd's pie to make it easier for yourself when he heals. That's what I was thinking, like, oh man, I better get all our grocery shopping and all that done this week because, like, or this weekend, because yeah, we're gonna need stuff for that. Yeah, that's a good idea though. All right, so here is our tulip. So I want to finish this so it's on the hoop still. We can even get a little taller here if you want. So we're on the hoop still here. And I'm going to come back down, but this is just to see it. So what I want to do first, we've already glued the back. So the back has like basically an Elmer's glue. It's this PVA glue, but it's basically just Elmer's glue. So that's good. So all the stitches are being held in place. And I probably should have done this before gluing it, but I wanted to really glue it last week. So now I want to go into this, and you can see how you can't see the outlines in all these spots, and sometimes like this red is out here. It's not like a perfect outline. It's a little choppy. I can actually move these loops to kind of lay in place a little bit better, and then all of a sudden all the lines look so much better. Like, it's kind of surprising how much better it looks. So I'm going to do that today, and some of these longer ones I'll snip, like here too. We got a little loop hanging out there. Again, I probably should have done this before gluing the back, but I didn't want to. So we are going to do that first, and then I will cut it off. I'm going to cut it off like, I don't know, 2 inches around. I'll take it out of the hoop first, and then I'm going to flip it around to the back. I might have to clip into these a little bit. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go, but I do want to glue down the edges around to the back. So this will be like the final edge right here. I'm not going to do any binding or anything like that. It's just going to be glued. And then I don't know how I'm going to hang it or anything yet, but we'll work on that. So, all right, I'm going to zoom you guys back down here just so we can get into what I'm doing. I'm going to actually move my computer so it doesn't fall off the table here too. Turned it up a hair. So, I don't know, I think I'm going to just grab, maybe a scissors is a dumb way to do this, but I just kind of want, ooh, that's too loud. Hold on. Okay, I just want like the pointy end to move things around, and then I can trim things too. So I think I'm just going to go around each thing. But, see how this blue has kind of encroached on like this green outline and this green? All I'm going to do is like kind of scooch the green, the dark green in place. So we're literally just kind of going around and scooching things in place. But all of a sudden, you can see it's more of an outline in there. It really is stupid, but it does make a difference. Like, everything looks just cleaner and nicer all of a sudden. So, I mean, obviously these could, if you're using this as a real rug, I'm going to do the one side and then the other side just to keep track of what I already did. But if you're doing this as a real rug, obviously these might move around again. But I'm just going to hang mine on the wall. Like right here, you can see this green, light green's a little popped over too far. So let's just scooch him back. There we go. Get the dark green showing. I just want to make sure it gets way jumbled around here, and actually some of my loops are pretty long. I just want to trim those, and I think this will clean up this area a ton. Uh-oh, I think there might be a little glue on those, so those might be staying where they are. Like I said, I probably should have done this before gluing. But oh well. Alright, but look how nice that line looks. It's even like thicker and stuff. So let's do this other side. So I'm just gonna chill here. We'll be doing this for a little while yet. But I think the process of gluing the back, the edges is going to be theoretically easy enough. I think this is kind of crazy how much this cleans things up. But look how bold that line is. Like, it got like super bold all of a sudden. Oh, thanks so much, Pamela. To shape, keep the stuff, and be... So, yeah, Amy says maybe template plastic behind the shape to help keep it stiff and be something you can add a hanger to. So, I think I'm going to do something similar to that. So, we'll finish, I'll glue the edges around to the back. So the back is glued, so it is kind of stiff already. It might be a little floppy though yet. But yeah, I want to cut, plastic would work. I don't have any like template plastic, but like even just cardboard, like if I'm going at the simplest, I could just cut out a piece of cardboard that's the shape and glue that down and poke holes in there and hang it from there. But or like a piece of wood is what I ideally do, just like a thin piece of wood maybe. But plastic would work too. But yeah, I want to do something to do the hanger part. That I haven't figured out that little bit yet. All right, but look how pretty that line is. It's so different. Like look at here what I just did compared to like over here yet. It makes such a big difference. So, you know, it seems like it wouldn't, but it really is. And I got some long loops here, so I'll probably trim those and make them shorter. They won't be loops anymore. They'll be cut piles, but I think it's going to be a good idea. Like right here, let's get this guy. This is why I wanted to do it with the scissors, because I can just get in here. Some of these long loops can stay, but some of these ones down here I think are going to have to go. And again, if I would have done this beforehand, which would have been smarter, I could have pulled these to the back a little bit. But I'm just doing it like this. All right. So anyway, I think that's good enough for leaf number 1. There we go. So again, look at the difference here. We got all the outline nice compared to like all these other ones. I'm going to show you guys a little higher too. So big difference. Look how thick that line is now too compared to all these. So I think we'll start with that. I'm going to just go from left to right all the way around on the greens, because I think that's the big issue. But I mean, with some of these oranges and these other guys, I definitely want to do that too. But big difference. Gosh, really bigger difference than I thought it was going to be. So let's get back down. We're just going to go little by little through all of this. Just kind of letting... Ooh, the blue went inside this loop. Get out of there, blue. I punched it inside of the green loop, it looks like. There we go. So I gotta make sure that I'm not messing up the one that I already did too. Ooh, where are you coming from? Dark green hiding in there. Maybe the other way. There we go. We're just basically untangling all of these. Wow, that's looking different. Amy says, way better, worth the time. Yeah, I mean, we spent all this time on it already. Might as well just spend a little bit extra. It's not even a lot extra going through this. So, all right, that one's kind of the last one going on there. I'm going to snip this. This one's annoying me too. Boop. I should get one of those curved applique scissors out here to do this trimming maybe, but there, that looks better. I think you're on this side. Tricky down here. Alright, so I'm going to start at the top again, but yeah, this is like the biggest area that needs help, I think. But I want to go around each flower too. We're just going to go around every shape. At first I was like, yeah, I probably only need to do it for the green, but it looks so different just from doing the leaf that I thought looked fine. It's just such a significant change that I think let's just keep going with all of these. Good thing we finished the flower, or the sunflower a little faster than I was thinking. Could spend a little bit more time on this. All right, I don't know where this green is wanting to go here. Oh, I think we got another. There we go. Got the dark green kind of stuck down in there. There. I think I did these outlines first. I'm wondering if they should have been done second. They're a little shorter than the rest of these. Alright, I think that's probably about as good as that's going to look, but again, way different. I can see it come all the way down to here now, which wasn't really the case before. There we go. And I'm going to just leave some of these ones that are a little bit longer. They're not as bad anymore, I don't think. Alright. Oh, Amy says, might need your stiletto too. That's kind of why I'm using this scissors, because this scissors is kind of acting as a stiletto. You can just get in here and move things around. As long as I keep it closed, so I'm not accidentally snipping anything, but I think we're good there. This is going to look so much better. Kind of did this area, I think. Alright. Looking good. Ooh, another one hiding down here somehow. Actually, maybe it's good that I glued it first, because I'm a little afraid I might have accidentally pulled stuff out at this stage. Here's another one where I stabbed the blue into the green, but I am thinking I should have maybe done the outlines after filling things in. But this is working fine, I think. Get in there, blue. Gets all jumbled when we get down in here. Pretty, I mean, it's really helping, I think. There. There's one little bit. Where is that? Right here? No, that looks fine. Okay. Gonna get up here. Ooh, we are all tangled with the orange. I might deal with that. Ooh. I am tangled with the orange. Let's try and untangle you. Or not. I'll work on that when I do the orange. I'm going to just stick to thinking about these greens in the background first. Crowded down here. All right, I think that's decent. Okay. Yeah, definitely gonna have to work on this section, but I'll turn around for that. I'm gonna get a little higher up for you guys, so we can start seeing again like the difference. So like this half is done and this half we haven't done yet, so definitely a bit more definition, especially down in this area. This part we haven't done yet, and this part we have. I mean, I can see all of those stems and leaves. Yeah, I'm surprised at what a big difference this is making, and pleasantly pleased, because I was thinking it was looking a little jumbly. But I knew that was just kind of like how that's just a little bit of how punch needle looks. It is just like, bold lines and bold shapes, not tons of small details. So I was kind of expecting it to be like that, but this is really helping a lot to kind of add back some of that detail. Stem's looking a little crooked there. There we go. Some of these just don't want to go. Yeah, these light greens are just a hair longer in some parts compared to the dark green. Maybe I can just kind of bop them down in there a little bit. Hey, that kind of worked. Just kind of squishing them down. Alright. I think that's getting there. Gotta get way up here. I might have to address this little area. I'm gonna have to turn this upside down, or like rotate it to get all the way up here. So this is a big piece. It kind of seems like it's getting a little gloomy out again. Might have more rain. That kind of already took care of. All right. Can't wait for this to get up on the wall, though. I don't quite know where I'm going to put it, but once I get it out of the hoop and it dries after we glue it, then I can, start walking around the house and seeing where it might fit. All right, I think that's all the farther that went. This is a compact little stem over here. So the stem is supposed to be in front of this leaf, so I'm going to push it, the stitches over into this leaf a little bit more so I can kind of get this arc going. Definitely crowded down here. Thanks, Elfie. It's coming together. This last silly step is really defining things a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks good. Yeah, coming together. All right, let's get the other side. Oh, here I poked the blue through one of my green loops again. Yeah, I think doing this, like separating those loops, would make me more scared if I hadn't already glued the back, so maybe it was good that I glued it first. Get out of there. There we are. Oh, geez, I stabbed through a lot of the green. that's really defining this whole area a bit more. Oh, another captured blue loop. Come on, get out of there. There. Another one. Like overstuffed the blue in here or something a little bit. Alright, well, I think that's probably the best that little area is getting, but dang, that's a significant difference. I wasn't able to see like any of these lines in here at all before, and now they're definitely more defined. Alright, these two stems here, or leaves, and then I think we got this. Opposite direction this time, I guess. And then I'll just rotate this around, and then we'll deal with the tulips, the flower part, the bloom. And yeah, then we'll flip it around to the back, or we'll take it out of the hoop, and then I'll flip it around to the back, and we'll glue the edges, or we'll cut them first and then glue them. I'm really happy with this project, though. I definitely do another one. I don't know when, though. I kind of got the bug out of my brain of wanting to do this, so I gotta wait for it to boil to the top again. The like need to do it. Ooh, captured another blue. This is all looking pretty good. Alright, I think that's leaf, and then this big one here. I think let's start at the top again. Ooh, this is a lot of blue loops stuck in it. Can I just force it over? Yeah, I think we'll just leave it like that. fine. I think that's working a bit. Oh, Grace says it looks so pretty. I haven't seen it since you added the blue background. I love it. So we did that last Saturday. So we were here a long time last Saturday. I think like 5 hours working on this. So we finished, I think, all this green and the whole background. The background took forever though. There's a lot of surface area there for sure. But yeah, I think the blue turned out kind of sweet. I think maybe I would have gone a little thinner, but actually, I think, maybe it looks more substantial with the thick border. It took a little longer, but I think it's nice. So we're doing the final kind of little cleanup of the front, and this is actually making a huge difference. If you like rewind to earlier, we're really, really defining all of these leaves, and they weren't defined at all before compared to this, so I'm really pleased with how this is all turning out. You got one little stuck down in there. I mean, I'm assuming this will all generally stay where I place them. So that's good. There's kind of a lot of that dark green here. Or if we can adjust that a hair. These last little bits over. There, I think that's okay. Everything's just kind of come into that point. All right, I got to do this line here, and then our leaves, or all the leaves and stems are done, and then I just want to rotate this whole thing, and we'll do the flowers. I think it's the red and pink one, and then this orange and yellow one that need the most work. That the red one looks okay, but we'll still do that one too. Looped over a blue again. There we go. There we go. Oh, I'm looped around a few blues down here. How did I miss those? Maybe I didn't get down this far. There. All right, well, I think that is making this look super fabulous. Definitely have all those green shapes more defined. So compare it to this one. We haven't done this up there yet. Totally different feel. For sure. So I'm going to just rotate this whole thing, and we're going to go in and get all these points. I think I'm just going to go left to right again. Let's start with this pink feller. So now the red on here really. Okay, so it's another thing where my blue stitches kind of went into some of the red loops, so we're going to have to deal with all that. I can finesse these points up here too, maybe while I'm over here. I think after we tweak this, we're gonna have a nice, way nicer red outline of these. Here too, we caught a blue. get unstuck. There. I think I'll go all the way around the outside first, and then we'll come back in. Oh, Amy says I walked away for a few minutes and came back and the change is really good. Yeah, this has got really super duper refined there. Hoping we get the same effect for some of these flowers up here, and I think we will. But man, I gotta untuck a whole pile of these blue loops that scooched up into the red. Kind of split my yarn. There we go. I left some of them, but some just are limiting me from moving the red into place. Oh, here, now I gotta address the green again, too. There we go. That made a big difference. Alright, stick to the bottom here. Ooh, this red looks all sorts of tangled. Yeah, tangled in the green. There we go. Ooh, little blue guy stuck in there. Alright, well that's definitely defining this quite a bit. Almost around. I think I'll go back down here and do like this leaf in the middle, and then I'll work on these tips, because I think that's going to be a little difficult, so we'll get the main swoops done. Yeah, let's go back down here. So that outline looks nice, though. I think that's a big improvement. Although, oh no, that's orange. I'm like, why, how did a red get over there? But it's orange. We'll deal with him next. I am really surprised at how cleaned up this is making this piece look. I was thinking people who do this probably don't spend a lot of time doing this, just like if they see one, they'll move it, but now I'm thinking, dang, maybe they do spend a lot of time doing this, because it is just a really big difference. Caught on this blue feller. Maybe I'm gonna grab a stiletto here too. Now we're performing surgery. There we are. All right, thinking that's looking decent. Zoop. Yeah, that looks great. Yeah, so look at this compared to that. Totally different. So I want to make sure I'm not affecting this outer edge so much. Let's kind of squish in these pinks. Okay. That looks pretty good. All right, let's address these little tops here. I think as long as I can just kind of squish this blue away. Oh, we're wrapped around a blue here. Stiletto surgery. There we are. All right, I think we got it. I kind of did that one already. I mean, this is a silly long process, but like, it's pretty satisfying to all of a sudden have these lines nice and defined. Alright, and this last little one, I think we must have already done a little bit too. There! I think we got this tulip looking good. Let's update these fellers a bit. Cool! Alright, let's just peek right side up. I do think that made, oh gosh, yeah, look at these two compared. I mean, that's so much more defined. Oh, I love it. I mean, it's much closer to this one now, and this one I just don't think, it's pretty separated already. We'll clean it up though too, but that just connected it to this one so much more. You can really tell with this one how different it is. Alright, I think you can at least. I'm gonna go around like this again just so I can reach, and we'll start down here. Work our way up. I think this is gonna be another one where I gotta get these blue pieces unstuck from the orange. Now this orange is a different thread than we've been using the whole rest of the time. This is just like a roving. It's not really twisted. It's like one twist sort of thing, so it's a little fuzzier, a little more annoying. But it's the orange I had. Alright, I think I might have to actually cut this orange. Defuzzle. I use just all yarn from my stash, so it's different types of yarn that I used for different things at some point. So not all the same type for the same project. Oh, got another blue caught. A little tricky down in here. We want it defined away from this leaf too, so I can't squish the orange right up next to that. Tricky. This orange is just wrapped around everything. Yeah, this I wouldn't have been able to do if I hadn't glued the back first. I would have been pulling all these out for sure. On accident. That would have been not fun. Alright, and you can just scooch over there. There! That was an annoying little area. Figured out. This looks annoying too. Yep, orange wrapped around. We'll do the outside again and we'll come back to that line going up the middle. There we are. Oh, nope, this one too. Oh, all right. Next little spot. Okay, those are less wrapped around everything, I think. Oh, nope, this is wrapped around the blue. Definitely, definitely doing surgery here. It's crazy. What are you caught on? Blue, more orange. All right, well, I think we made it around that bend. That looks totally different. You're captured here, though. Yeah, in this case, I definitely wish I would have done these outlines at the end, but maybe it wouldn't have made a difference. I'd still have to pick them out. It's really only the blue that's kind of been the problem. Wow, different. Totally different right there. There. Outline. Oh, where's... There we go, just forcing that orange over when I need to. Alright, this is going to be the hardest little bit, I think, all of this yellow, but hey, we're almost done. Oh, we got the top of that one leaf and then the red one, but I think that one's going to be easy. Okay. I think we got it. How's their edge look? Pretty good still. All right, again, big difference there. Let's do this. Now, this one I'm gonna have to clip for sure. Let's do that right now. That's a loop that came out all funny. All right, I'm gonna do this leaf here, and then the red, and that's it. Same kind of issue. This blue, when I punched it, punched into some of the loops of the other colors, so I'm kind of having to untuck them. Get the loops on the other side. All these little silly details that make a difference. Oh, surgery again. This blue guy's really stuck in here. Stuck on the wrong side. There we go. Ooh, here's a blue loop that could be trimmed, I think. Because I'm not quite that far. Yep. You're out of here, blue. Woohoo! I think that's all there is to that guy. He's looking so much better too. So, all right, I think we'll go, I don't know, maybe sideways like this to get the red. It'll be a little tricky in here, I think, where they all meet up. But all in all, I thought the red looked pretty decent. Let's see if we can tuck away some of this green. Oh, got a little stab through. Oops, I think I actually went through the wrong way. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I should stick to the outside like I did the other times. theoretically, we could take a razor and go over this whole entire thing, and then it'd be like teeny tiny little cut piles instead of these loops. But I'm not doing that. I actually kind of like the loops right now for this. So I think it looks fine with the loops. And I don't need a whole nother step to getting this done either. Okay, I think that's our outside, our like big loop. Let's come up and do like the individual petals. Again, I don't think it was, I think they were pretty good already. I think this tulip looked the best as far as where all the yarn threads ended up lying. Tuck in some of these. All right, let's get this guy. It looks pretty okay already. All right. Oop. I must have done that one already. Looks good. Okay, last little pointy bits here. Ooh, he needs help. Let's see. Okay. I think that's about it for outline improvement. All right, let's take a look. Ugh, I think it looks so much better. All right, we can definitely see so much definition. I mean, like, look at just like these two tulips look so much better. So, all right, I'm gonna take this out of the hoop, and we will cut and do this like final gluing here, I think. All right. So this has already been glued on the back already, so this shouldn't really change anything. You want to glue it before taking it out of the hoop. Oh gosh, I don't know how well this is going to even open. Ugh, this might be a sort of deal where I have to put a screw in the end. Yeah, the whole thing's moving. Dang it. Stick a scissors in here, see if that works. There we go. Perfect. There. There, hoop's coming out. This is what I wanted. I wanted to get this big giant hoop out of my work area. So there we are. And it should be staying in the same place now since we did glue it. Ugh, fun. All right, so I'm gonna flip it over to the back. I think, actually, you know what? Maybe we should cut it from the front because it is laying lower on the table here. So, all right, I'm gonna grab my nice big scissors here, and I don't really know how much to leave. I'm kind of thinking maybe, I don't know, 2 inches. I don't think it matters too much. We're going to glue it right away. So as long as I don't like leave it like this forever so it frays. I think this will be enough though. I am going to have to do like the whole thing where I clip into the curves and that sort of thing though, I think, to glue, but I'll just do that as we go. So fun! We are just about done here. I can't wait. But what a fun like little project with a little project with big impact, I think. It's just looking so fun. So now at this point, you could like roll the ends and like stitch, like go around and around and stitch to make like a nice bound edge. So if it was like an actual rug, that would be maybe something to do. But since mine's just going to be a wall hanging, I think this is going to be fine just gluing it to the back. I did watch some YouTube videos on the best way to do some of this, and this was one of them, and I think it makes sense for what I'm doing here. Hopefully we don't make too much of a mess. Okay, great. So just, that's going on the floor. All right, so here is, I'm gonna get a little higher, I think. There we go, so here is our piece. Let's flip it around now. All right, so it is quite wobbly still, so this glue, this PVA glue is maybe a little more flexible than I want for a wall hanging, but yeah, I don't know. I'll still have to mount this on something, I think. Okay, I think I had a postcard around here somewhere. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna use, I don't have any cardboard around right now, so I was just gonna use a postcard to kind of like move glue around a little bit. At least I think that's gonna work, just shush it a little bit. So I think all I'm gonna do is like, I just need to fold this over and glue, and then like on some of these inner curves, I just gotta, you know, do the thing where we cut into it. And I think that's all we're gonna do. So let's actually try that. I'm gonna cut into this. So it can stretch a little bit like so. We'll have to cut out some bulk. I might not even worry about that. I might just get the glue down and see what happens. So let's just see. And I should have some paper underneath this, but this is water soluble theoretically, so I will just wipe up my table if I make a huge mess. But let's just goob some on here. This won't dry instantly, so let's just gob it on. I am really happy I can use this glue again, though. I think I got this glue like 20 years ago, and it still seems to work, so that's good. So I think we just kind of want to get all the ends and everything, too. Like, I think we want some glue on here. This will all dry clear again. Ugh, it's thick though. I'm not sure it would be this thick if it was purchased new. Okay, maybe this isn't the right way to do it. I think the trick is going to be the underneath glue. So now, like here, I could cut away some of the bulk. See if that works. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some glue underneath these bits a little bit more. Ooh, I better have enough for this whole thing. I think I had like half a thing left. Again, I'll be mounting this to something. I haven't quite figured that out yet. I'm not even gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna squash it down. Squash this side up. Get this underneath. Definitely making a mess. Okay, but here I want to get some glue. Especially down into here. Get those ends. Bit of a mess, but I think the glue is going to take care of that mostly for us. And actually, why don't I just gob some on? Some of those ends. I think that's the tightest little curve there, so I think that's going to be our biggest headache. I think we're good here. All right, let's keep going. I might have to go around again and just clean up a bit on here, just to make sure I got all the curves decent. All right. Yeah, interesting. I think I need to cut this out a little. I'm going to backtrack a little, so I'm going to cut that out a little, but I don't think I need a ton. And then this rest I might just ease and then cut out a hair. But yeah, all these curves, this is going to be trouble up here, but let's give it a go. Yeah, I think you got to get a little bit more. And right up to the edge with the glue. All right, let's see. It's got a little much there. I could like trim these out a little bit more, but I'm a little afraid at cutting this fabric too much because I don't want it to unravel, so I don't mind it being a little bit thicker and just doing some like little pleating. I think we can go back around and clean it up a little bit too. But in general, I think this is going to be, it's going to all hold enough. I think from the front this is going to look fine. Oh, Teresa's saying, loving the progress today. Yeah, I'm excited to get this done. And it'll, let's cut a little bit out of here. It's nice to have that, the sunflower done. They're removing bulk and adding the slits in here. Okay, let's do that many. See what we get. I'm going to have to let this sit upside down, I think, when I'm not using it. Alright, set you upside down. There. And let's try and stretch. Oh gosh, I really do need to go right up to the stitches here. Again, I think that's okay because these are all glued. Already on the back. Whew. Okay, acceptable. You might just need a little bit of glue to secure these ends. Ooh, don't go to the front though. That's a pretty tight curve there. I think we're okay. We'll do another lap when we're done, assuming I got glue left. Alright, we're getting there though. Let's do this next section. Oh, I just got glue everywhere. I'm gonna have to wipe off everything. There, I think that's all I'm gonna need to really have to do. Get right up on the edge though. Okay. Starting to get the glue smell. It's safe and it's just kind of like an Elmer's glue smell, but it's just like a lot of it. So that's a little annoying. Yeah. Oh, hey, we're already here. Great. So I'm going to get some glue here, and then we'll definitely go around this whole thing and tweak the edges again, I think. Just get some on the top to hold down these pleats. So I'll let this dry. I'll let it dry overnight before really considering it done, but I think in like a few hours it should probably be enough that I can flip it over and see what it looks like. But I think I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just let it sit here. But let's gob on the top of a bunch of this. Get some of these edges down and some of these pleats looked at. All right, let's see how that does. Some of these edges pulled over a little bit more. Looks like a gobby mess, but I think this is probably the way to go. Oh yeah, the bottle. The bottle is being squeaky. Suck under that pleat there. Oop. You stay on that side. I mean, I think this is gonna be plenty when we're done. Like, I should have cut these little yarn strands off of the back, I think, before I glued, but those are solid bloops on here, so I'm thinking we'll have that same effect with this fabric. All right. Just gonna continue going around and getting these pleats and these edges, and I think that's all there's gonna be to this. Oops, let's keep that upside down. These little bits I like to pull back a little bit more, but I think that's not gonna work. Here I cut a lot close, but we got the glue on there. I think we'll be fine. Tiny pleats in here, but I think I most want to get the edges right now, so it doesn't fray. Okay, let's just do a lap around. The scariest bit right there. want to be pulling up too much because I want it to still be flat. But hey, I think that's about it. Let's get this tiny little glob at the bottom here again, and I'm gonna just let this puppy dry. Okay. I think we are good. All right, you guys, I think I'll just leave it at that. I'll throw that away. I'm not even gonna flip it around though right now because I don't want to like mess up any of these pleats. I'm just gonna let this dry. So I think we'll call it an afternoon. So thanks again, everyone, for joining me for this. We got 2 projects done. Got our sunflower guy. I'm happy about that. Then we don't have to work on it next week. We can start on the Splendid Sampler right away. Look, getting glue everywhere still. And I will be sure to share this on Monday as well. Once it dries here. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to flip it around. I don't want to like agitate it at all. So we're just going to let it be for a little. But awesome. So thank you again for joining me on this Saturday Stitch Along, Saturday Marathon crafting session here. And have a lovely rest of your day, everyone. Or evening now. All right. See you on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time again. Good afternoon.